What's up, HOH fam? So we're back finally after a bit of a break from the holidays. Um, we kind of ended up taking the time to enjoy that with our friends and family because that was the last time a lot of us are going to be home for a while because we're all becoming adults and growing up and going on to do our own things. Um, but we're back finally and intend to be back weekly, if not more. But today we wanted to start off the new year, probably just like everybody else is doing, addressing the goals for the new year of 2019.
Yeah, and we have a little list, a little bulleted list that we compromised together to have some topics that we can talk about with you guys. So yeah, let's get into it.
Okay. So first thing we got is we're going to share, some personal experiences we've had from goal setting. Because as most of you that follow us right now know, we were swimmers for God knows how long.
Pretty
And a
more or
big
less.
thing with that is goal setting. And yeah,
Yeah. So out of all the coaches we had, like I'm pretty sure we at least had like 10.
yeah,
Uh,
from different head coaches to assistant coaches to
so many, but
whatever.
like the one thing they always had in common was goal setting. Like
Yeah.
they realized like that's just a fundamental part of not just swimming, but in life in general.
Yeah.
And um, short-term goals, long-term goals. Just got to set them in increments and accomplish them day by day. You're not supposed to accomplish a goal in 24 hours. That's not how it works. Too many people are focused on short-term gain and not, thinking about the long term. And yeah, just let's see.
I mean, one thing that we even said earlier when we were talking about this is when you're setting goals, yeah, you got the most people set long-term goals. I want to, get strong. I want to run a marathon, some stuff like that. But, you also, whether we like to admit it or not, unless we have goals, humans aren't normally like willing to go out and just do stuff, like just for the fact of doing it. So one thing that a statement that we said earlier was like, you have to provide the human willpower, little achievements along the way, so those smaller goals, or else it's kind of going to lose interest quickly. So basically, the whole concept of setting short-term goals is to keep the willpower that you want to have towards those long-term goals in mind throughout the whole thing. Otherwise, you're going to lose interest, which I think is a lot of the reason that probably me, myself, you, Nico, and everybody else falls off those long term goals is not remembering that, you got to keep doing short little things in between to get to those long term goals. Because, like you said, it doesn't happen in 24 hours.
Yeah, and like the human brain is like so fascinating. Like you like crave like constantly. Like that's why like addiction's a thing. Like you always need to have it, and it's the same with goal setting. Like you could have a big picture like in mind, but you need to do little things along the way.
Hmm.
Let's say you want to own a business. Like that's me for example. Like I'm majoring in business management. I want to own a business. Little steps like that. Taking classes, getting my degree, getting internships in the workforce, just little things like that, constant, constant stimulation we need. And that's essentially what short-term goals are. It's just
Yeah.
little stimulations for the big picture. And too many of you are focused on the big picture. And when it doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen exactly the way that you planned it out to be, you immediately shut down. And that's
Yeah.
not, you know, life happens.
Very
So
true. So, to kind of jump a little
I've
more
actually
into what we were talking about
created
with
a
the
bit of an
short-term goal
outline. I doubt you
stuff,
guys can see
we
that well, but
I'll throw up a bigger picture of it in there. But it's basically like it's a general outline for topics we want to discuss throughout the month, and then we've also broken down day by day what we want to do um, for each topic. So Monday we're going to agree on a topic. Tuesday we'll create an outline. Wednesday we'll film and touch up the outline. Thursday film. Friday film if need be. Saturday edit, Sunday posts. So we're trying to get weekly posts up on our YouTube channel here on Sundays. And, we've set these short term goals that are day by day things to keep us on top of doing what we need to do to achieve our goal of turning this into something much bigger and something that we can project our voice and whatnot to a big audience.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. We both have completely different schedules, but
That
we
we do.
but we found a way to make it work. We found time. Too many people are like, "Oh, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that." You do have time. You just don't want to do it. You're not willing to put in forth effort to create that plan to help achieve the goal. It's easy, scrolling through social media, you know, texting other people, checking whatever, just doing a bunch of stuff that is deterring you away from your goal.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to make time because if you really want something, you're gonna do it. You're not gonna find an excuse to like stop achieving your goal or like find a way to like make yourself not reach what you want to reach. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
And
Like
like
one thing we even talked about last night was kind of like our next thing too, is like dealing with the adversity and those adversity with those goals. Like we were saying, sometimes both of us, we're still really new at this. So it's kind of scary for us to put videos up by ourselves, giving those updates. And, while we don't have a huge following yet, and most people that do follow us know us, it's still, putting anything about yourself online, whether people care to admit it or not, leaves you vulnerable
it's scary.
to criticism and it's scary. So, is one thing we were talking about last night. I've been kind of slacking on my part, which I will admit, in terms of keeping up with the schedule lately, and that's because I admitted to Nico. It's like, I mean, I'm scared to do this, but honestly, what goal is really worth it if you're not a little bit scared of the failure that can come if you don't keep on top of stuff? But
Yeah, you're gonna fail in life.
oh yeah,
It's that's the point. Like you
that's how
think
you learn.
yeah, people think they can avoid failing in life, and they like doubt has killed more dreams than failure ever could. Like when I heard that quote, like that resonated with me so well, and it's so true. And I just believe that you know you guys need to set yourself up for success. Make time. Stop finding excuses. Go
Yeah,
do that thing. Life is too short to worry about what ifs. Like when you're like 70, 80 years old, or like whenever you're gonna die, make sure you live a life with no regrets. Go do
hmm
what you want to do. Like me and Caden, like he told me about this whole thing, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll do it. Like it's out of my comfort zone, but I'm gonna do it. Like,
yeah,
uh, one, I'm helping a friend out, and two, like this is exciting. Like
yeah,
yeah, we might be nervous, in front of a camera, and we're still not used to it yet, but like we got to try something new, open our mind and perspective, and like I feel like everyone needs to do that. Like it's 2019, we're about to enter a new decade.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we obviously are just starting with our goals with this, just as you guys are with anything else. But in the past, we have also had success with goals from swimming to life and whatever else. And one thing that we agreed on is, regardless of whether you succeed or fail, failure is going to hurt a little more, and success is going to help. But no matter what, you gotta keep setting goals in life. You can't again, regardless of whether you succeed or fail, like you got to keep setting those goals. Otherwise, you're gonna stay where you are. It's gonna be a flat line. Like it's the only way to move forward with anything, especially ambitious, with just how competitive this entire world is in terms of basically anything you try and do. To keep up, you got to keep setting goals.
like people are so scared of losing and failing, like they don't even give themselves the chance. Like they don't take that shot in the dark. Like you never know. You
Exactly.
you could you could change the world. You don't believe it. And I feel like the biggest thing like people need to do is like love themselves. Like that's a guarantee. Because
and
otherwise, like
support themselves.
yeah, exactly. Like if you don't love and like believe in yourself, then who else will? Like, your parents, yeah, friends, yeah, but like you yourself, you're the one who's living your life. Like you make the choices. You make decisions that affect just not your short term life, but also long term. And
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah,
I
I
got
just, yeah,
3. Well, yeah. I mean, I agree with everything you said. I think you agree with what I've said. So now, one thing I think that would be cool is if you guys comment below what some of your goals are for 2019 and also how you intend to achieve them in your system of short term and figuring out how you're going to get there. Because, sharing your goals too with other people is one of the best ways to help stay on top of them too, because people tend to be supportive.
yeah, it's a little
So,
support group.
yeah.
If
That's what we can create here. We'll be the support group if you guys don't feel like you have anybody to share those goals with then.
of course,
So comment below what your goals are. We look forward to reading them. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.
love
See
all
ya.
of